Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a mystery drama film, Before I Fall. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a teenager named Samantha, narrating that most of us think we have an endless number of tomorrows. We think that we can always make mistakes and start over again because we have time. Samantha says that she also used to believe that until the day she suddenly died. It's a cold and foggy morning when Samantha wakes up in her bed from a pig-like sleep. It's Valentine's Day, and she is so excited about what the day has in store for her. She puts on a pretty dress and fixes her hair. Then she goes downstairs and rushes through the kitchen. A few moments later, she is already out the door. Her little sister runs after her and gives her the pair of gloves she has forgotten. Irked, Samantha scolds her sister for touching her things. She walks to the car parked in front of her house, where her best friend named Bully Girl is waiting to pick her up and drive her to school. Along the way, they also pick up their two other friends. While driving, the other girls tease Samantha because that night she plans to consummate her love with her boyfriend. When the girls arrive at school, they eagerly watch as Valentine's Day roses are being prepared. Bully Girl mentions that she aims to get even more roses this year. Samantha adds that she had to force her boyfriend to order a rose for her. They go to their classroom and sit down for class. Their teacher has just started lecturing about Sisyphus when three girls come in bearing Valentine's roses in baskets. Sure enough, Samantha receives the rose she forced her boyfriend to get for her. But to her surprise, there is one other rose that comes with a heartfelt but hormone-filled message for her. She turns around and sees that one of her classmates, Kent, is looking at her intently. After class, Kent nervously approaches her. However, she avoids him and his hormone advances. As a last-ditch attempt, he tries to invite her to a party he is hosting at his house that night. Samantha gives him a vague answer before leaving. Samantha heads to the cafeteria for lunch. She sits down with her friends. They make fun of the lonely outsider girl, who is always by herself and acting weirdly. As the lonely girl passes by their table, the girls loudly make fun of her. Samantha's friends help her get ready for the party that night. When she and Bully Girl are alone, she expresses that she is nervous about spending the night with her boyfriend. Bully Girl reminds her that she is lucky that she is with the most popular boy in school. All of them go to Kent's house party. The boyfriend is already inside and already drunk. He sloppily kisses Samantha with his sticky but drunk tongue. However, she is a bit disgusted with his drunken behavior. Hours later, the lonely girl walks inside the party. She picks a fight with Bully Girl, who calls her mean names. The lonely girl attacks Bully Girl in her fury. The other partygoers douse the lonely girl with beer, and she is forced to leave the party. Samantha's friends also leave the party not long after. While walking out the door, Samantha sees the boyfriend slumped down by the kitchen sink, drunk and flirting with another girl. Disappointed, she leaves him to be with his drunk hormones. They all get into Bully Girl's car and drive away from the party. However, they get into an accident suddenly. The next thing Samantha knows, she is waking up in her bed at home from her pig-like sleep again. It is another cold and foggy morning. As she prepares for school, she can't help but get the feeling that something is wrong. Bully Girl knocks on the bathroom door. Samantha is puzzled when Bully Girl keeps mentioning that it's Valentine's Day. They get in the car and proceed to pick up the other two friends. Samantha is quiet as she continues to feel like she's lived this day before. Samantha watches as the teacher gives the same lesson, and the same girls enter the classroom with the same baskets of roses. She also gets the same rose with the same hormone-filled message from Kent. From then on, the exact same day just replays for Samantha. She finds herself at the party again, wearing the same clothes she was wearing before. The lonely girl arrives at the party, and Bully Girl and the others gang up on her too. Later on, Samantha and her friends get into the same sudden accident, as expected. Just like before, Samantha wakes up in her bed from her pig-like sleep. Obviously, she realizes that she is still trapped on the same day, but this time, she is resolved to change her destiny. Instead of going with Bully Girl and the others, she lets her mother take her to school. She also has a nice moment with Kent near the lockers. It turns out they knew each other when they were young, and they even played together. She convinces her friends not to go to the party that night and instead just have a sleepover. They all enjoy their quiet night in, and Samantha breathes a sigh of relief when the night continues without the accident happening. However, hours later, they find out that the lonely girl had killed herself after going to the party. Samantha is shocked, and her friends also feel sad and guilty because they bullied the lonely girl. But Bully Girl is stubbornly refusing to feel sympathy for the lonely girl. She says that her death is not their fault. Samantha also discovers that Bully Girl and the Lonely Girl used to be friends in elementary school. But Bully Girl became popular, and the Lonely Girl got ostracized in school, so they parted ways. Samantha goes to sleep, saddened by the loss of the Lonely Girl, but she is also relieved that at least the cycle is over. But she is mistaken. When she wakes up, she finds that the same day has just restarted all over again. Samantha gets so angry for being put through the ringer multiple times. She decides that it doesn't matter what she does. She will just keep on waking up on the same day over and over again. So this time, she becomes rebellious. She puts on dark makeup and a very sexy dress. Her parents notice what she's wearing, and her mother scolds her for being too hormone radiant at such a young age. But Samantha doesn't care anymore about what people think. She gets in Bully Girl's car, but on the way to school, she gets in a fight with her friends. Samantha calls Bully Girl a fake for talking behind the two friends' backs. As a result, Bully Girl screams at her to get out of the car, so Samantha is forced to walk all the way to school. When she gets to class, she throws the roses that she received into the trash can. She also tries to provoke her teacher. Kent sends her a note saying that this isn't her. The note shakes her to her core, and eventually, she just walks away. While walking down the hallway, she catches a glimpse of the Lonely Girl alone inside a classroom, working on her latest sketch. Once again, Samantha feels a twinge of guilt. She goes inside the bathroom and stumbles upon one of the other unpopular students, whom she used to bully with Bully Girl. For a brief moment, the two of them become friends, and they commiserate over how toxic high school is. The unpopular student is hopeful that once she gets out of high school, she will forget all the people who bullied her. Samantha is heartbroken because she doesn't know if she will ever graduate high school. She attends the party later that night. Bully Girl and her friends are still angry at her, but one of them tries to be the peacemaker and asks Samantha to apologize to Bully Girl. This just causes Samantha to be even angrier. She blows up at Bully Girl again and blames her for being so mean to the Lonely Girl and causing her death. She tells Bully Girl that she's the root cause of all the suffering heaped upon the Lonely Girl. Of course, Bully Girl doesn't understand what Samantha is talking about. Later on, the Lonely Girl arrives at the party, and Samantha can't bear to see what will happen next. She walks away and finds her boyfriend. She tries to distract herself by sleeping with him, but just causes her to feel more sadness and grief because she now realizes that the boyfriend doesn't care for her and he isn't a good person, but just a hormone hunter. Samantha leaves the room and hides somewhere else while she cries. Kent tracks her down and comforts her using his words and muscles. She apologizes for being mean to him all these years. When Kent's phone rings, she begs him not to read it because she knows it will be bad news. He tucks her into his bed with a bedtime hormone story, and she goes to sleep with peace in her heart. When Samantha wakes up from her pig-like sleep once again on the same day, she decides that she will live it as if it's her last. She skips school and spends the day with her little sister. Later that night, she goes out to dinner with her parents. Samantha asks her mother if she's a good person because she doubts that she has lived a good life, but her mother advises her that she is a good person deep down. That night, Samantha couldn't sleep. She decides that she will still try to change things. She hurriedly goes to the party and sneaks into Kent's room. They reminisce about their childhood, and Samantha tells him that he is her hero. They then share a kiss, but the moment ends soon without a hormone let go because Samantha hears the Lonely Girl and Bully Girl arguing. Samantha runs out of the house and follows the Lonely Girl into the nearby woods. She chases after her in the darkness. When the Lonely Girl finally stops, Samantha tries to apologize to her for all the misery she has caused. The Lonely Girl reveals that the reason why Bully Girl relentlessly bullied her was that during their 5th grade camping trip, Bully Girl was distraught about her parents' divorce, causing her to pee her sleeping bag. Embarrassed by that, she blamed it on the Lonely Girl and continued to bully her ever since. After revealing this, the Lonely Girl runs into the highway and is hit by Bully Girl's car. It turns out the Lonely Girl was the person they hit that very first night. Samantha wakes up once again. She makes sure to tell her parents and her sister that she loves them. Teary-eyed, she embraces the same cold and foggy morning as she walks to Bully Girl's car. She also makes sure to tell each of her friends the things she loved most about them. Samantha also breaks up with her flirty boyfriend. Finally, she also orders roses for both the Lonely Girl and the unpopular student. She goes to the party with her friends. Before walking in, she sets Bully Girl aside and asks her why she never talked about her parents' divorce. Bully Girl is obviously still hurting due to this, but she tries to act like she's unaffected. Samantha then gives her a hug. Once inside, Samantha talks to Kent again. She tongue massages him and then leaves to find the Lonely Girl. She tries to convince her not to commit suicide, but the Lonely Girl runs her lonely body away. Samantha tries to follow after her, but Kent stops her and asks her if she is alright. She tells him that she meant every word of what she said to him and then tongue massages him again. She chases after the lonely girl again through the woods. She tells her that her life will go on and she will move past the bullying and suffering that she had endured for a long time. But the lonely girl still runs out into the road. Samantha pushes her out of the way of an oncoming truck, but instead, she is the one hit badly this time. Samantha's life flashes before her eyes, and she is so grateful for all the moments she shared with her family and friends. She now knows that she lived a life worth living, and that those moments will last forever, even if she is now gone. The movie ends with the lonely girl crying over Samantha's lifeless corpse. Samantha's spirit watches as the lonely girl whispers that she saved her life. Samantha's spirit replies that she is the one who was saved by the lonely girl. This implies that Samantha's death ends the loop, and Samantha possibly couldn't wake up to a new day. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.